Okay, everybody, we are back for our third ball game of the day in this Chicago Public School Championship event as the SSA broadcast bringing you a triple header. So we got Payton, defending champs, versus Taft. This is how Payton's going to go. Oh, they left the last names off on me. I should know them by now. But we got Will, Seth, Moy, Gabe, Sam, Zach, Johnny, Sean, Luke, and Charlie. For Taft, we got Danny, Dom, Mark, Luke, Hagues, Kyle, Logan, Joe, Nick, Nathan. So again, both teams, third game in a row. They didn't have as much time as they normally do to give us last names. So, but we'll get through it, folks. Again, we are live from Roberto Clemente High School, straight west of the city of Chicago, for the Chicago Public School Boys 16-inch championship game. Defending champs Payton have fought their way back, and they're going to try to defend. And Taft, of course, going to try to win the big prize. So this is for all the marbles, folks. So Taft got a pretty good following out here today. They always travel very well. And Payton has got a few. So few fans here as well. So here we go as we get ready to start the ball game. Taft is the home team. And again, we told you the higher seeds tend to always be the home team in this tournament format that they use in the Chicago Public Leagues. Something to keep an eye on is Payton did change their lineup a little bit as their big first baseman has a little bit of a hamstring issue. And so I believe he's in the lineup, but they dropped him just in case he won't be able to finish the ball game. So we'll keep an eye on that. Leading off here is going to be Will. He'll be followed by Seth Berger, Mike Moy, shortstop Gabe, Sam, Zach, Johnny, Sean, Luke, and Charlie. So here we go. First hitter of this championship game. Ground ball to third. Goes down to a knee. Long throw. Safe. So the umpire, good stretch there by the first baseman. Umpire took a long time taking a look at it and called him safe. As they say, you can rewind the tape at home. So here comes Seth Berger, and he skies a pop-up. Little confusion. Shortstop finally took control, and that's the first out of the ball game. So zipping right along here, third ball game of the day, live on SSA broadcast, bringing you the best 16-inch softball coverage in the country. And Moy swings, and that'll float foul down the line. We did see Moy walk the dog in the previous game, so he does like to flare it over there. He also had a couple of nice balls, just punching them over the infield. So you can hear the Payton team in the background behind me. There's a ground ball to third. He'll go to short, wait for one. The relay in time. That's a crisp double play there, folks. So the 5-10-3 double play erases a mini threat, and we'll go to the bottom of the first. No score. So that was nicely done right around the horn there.
Double play, the siren plays, deal. Kind of fun.
Yeah, pitcher's best friend, no doubt about it. So here comes Taft with Danny, Dom, Mark. Anybody gets on? Luke, Hayes, and Kyle. So we got the championship game going on here. So Danny Schaefer, Kyle Cozy, Mark Seipold, Luke Lang, Hayes Rennell, Logan Mulhouse, Heiss, Joe Rodriguez, Nick Smith, and Nathan Schnooze. So here's the leadoff man, Danny. And there's a line drive. He leads off, base hit. So we saw Taft got out quick in the last game. And you can tell it's a championship game. The Payton bench is really into it. Everybody's standing in the Taft dugout. And it brings up Dom, the pitcher. Safe. So the umpire, sorry, I was looking at my lineup card. Umpire originally signaled out and then yelled safe. So here's a swing and a ground ball up the middle to the short center. The turn in time. Second double play of the ball game as Payton returns the favor. Again, these two teams are in the championship game for a reason. They both have generally been pretty good defensively. And here comes Mark. And he swings and he hits a line drive base hit. So 2 hits in the inning, but the double play in between. And as a result, we only got a base runner on first here with 2 outs. And here comes Luke. So we'll see what happens here. And ball's on the plate here. So we told you here at this level in high school, they do try to pick you off a lot more than we see at the upper levels. And there's another ball. So the pitcher here for Payton. And there's a hard ground ball, and it gets through to second baseman, first and third. And there's a throw toward the plate, but he hit the cutoff man, so no advancement. So now 2 outs, first and third. And here comes so there's a strike 2, 2 outs, first and third. And there's a ball hit right at the left fielder. He makes the play for the 3rd out. So in the inning, 3 hits but no runs, courtesy of the double play. And we're going to head to the top of the 2nd here in a 0-0 game.
Very, very good defense on both sides, Gio. Double plays executed by both teams in the top of the 1st. So these guys are playing no-glove defense like you're supposed to. Very exciting first inning out here at Clemente High School.
So we're going to head to the top of the 2nd. Thanks, George. And again, the live stream sponsored by Napleton Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram at River Oaks. So Gabe, the shortstop, is going to lead off here for Payton in a 0-0 ball game. Top of the 2nd. This is for the Marbles. As normally we tell you it's Championship Sunday, but this is Championship Saturday edition of SSA broadcast. And there's a sky-high pop-up, and third baseman can't get there. So that'll be 2 strikes. Looked like he was just trying to flip it over to third baseman, but again, the barrel wasn't quite level. Kind of hit underneath it, and the ball just spun foul. Takes that in the shoulder. 2-2. So leadoff man here in the 2nd. Looks like it's a full count now. And here's the pitch, and that's way deep. So the dreaded leadoff walk as Gabe coaxes it after falling behind in the count 1-2. And that's going to bring up Sam, the short center. Made a nice pivot on a double play ball. And he swings and he guides that to center, and that'll be 2 first out of the inning. And that's going to bring up Zach, the left fielder. So both of these teams, both have hit into double plays that have kind of taken the starch out of potential rallies. There's a little spinner to short. picks it up, long throw in time for the second out, throw across, not in time. So runner on third here with 2 outs. So that's not a bad job by Gabe. He was running hard from the start there. Took advantage and got to third where he can now score on a. And there's going to be our first run of the ball game. So that's where the hustle by Gabe going first to third on an infield ground out, and they steal a run to go up 1-0, first lead of the ball game. And it brings up Sean. So the pitcher, Johnny, hit the ball. Shortstop couldn't handle it. So with 2 outs here, Payton went in looking for more. And there's a hump back in front of the left fielder. So first and second. And there you can see, he's swinging a great bat. He just can't run very well. So that'll bring up Luke, the right fielder, and he slaps one. Oh, and the ball deflects right to the shortstop. And you can see the runner was really laboring to get down there. Easy force out. But in the inning, 1 run as Payton grabs the first lead of the ball game at 1-0.
Just as I expected. Very good defenses, Gio. It's going to go right down to the 7th inning. It's going to be a big one today on SSA broadcasts.
So we've seen both of these teams scoring a ton of runs in their first ball game today. So far, after an inning and a half, we've only seen 1. Wind is picking up and gusting on occasion. Some of those clouds have blown away, but still not completely in bright sunshine here in the city of Chicago. So here's Taft's leadoff man. He swings, hits a ground ball, pitch and catch. So the leadoff man, Kyle, grounds out to his counterpart at short center for the first out of the inning. Here comes Logan, the right fielder. So there's a first pitch called a strike. And again, with the 1-1 count, the pitcher has such a tremendous advantage. And if you can sneak in a strike 1, it really gives you control of the particular at-bat. 2-2. And there's a swing and a ground ball to third. Takes his time. Second out of the inning. So 2 up, 2 down. And here comes Joe Rodriguez. So 2 outs here. Just a hair deep. Payton pitcher wanted it, but for that height it was certainly deep. And there's a hammer. Third baseman gets a hand on it. Not sure the shortstop was going to have a play on it. Base hit on a rocket. And that'll bring up Nick, the shortstop, with 2 outs. Kind of thought he might try to pick him off. That's kind of been his pattern. And there's a swing and a humpback base hit, and the big fella is going to stop at second. First and second, 2 outs. And that'll bring up the catcher, Nathan. So Taft has had an abundance of base runners. They got a hit, and they had a double play, and they put 2 more runners on in that first, but didn't score. Now they got 2 more runners. So they've left 4 on base in the first 2 innings. So we're going to head to the top of the third in a 1-0 ball game. Payton leading Taft in this CPS championship game. Delightful day to play softball. It's a little breezy, but for it being October 10th here in the city of Chicago, you won't hear nobody here complaining about the weather. It's a good day to play, too, because on days like this, you feel like you got a lot of energy because it's a crisp day and you're not burning quite as many fluids as you would if it was warm out. So leading off here is going to be Charlie, and then we'll have the top of the Payton lineup with Will and Seth. And there's a ground ball, and he pounds it through. And now it's took a weird angle on the center field, and Charlie just kept running and jogs into second. So that ball had a little weird swing. The shortstop leaned toward his right hand as Charlie kind of opened up, and then his hands lagged through late, and he hit a spinner up the middle. And there's a humpback. That's in the gap. That's trouble. This is going to be a 2-run homer, folks, as that ball is rolling on the carpet. Easy 2-run homer, just a little line drive, and Payton extends the lead to 3-0 on the 2-run homer by the leadoff man, Will. That's part of the problem, folks. You're playing on AstroTurf, and you're playing everybody pretty tight to the infield, so any kind of line drive toward a gap, you really don't have an angle or a chance to cut it off, and Seth Berger drills a single. So the first 3 hitters here in this inning on safely, and 2 have scored. And it brings up Matthew Moy, who has been hotter than a firecracker on the 4th of July today. Takes that pitch a little high and deep. And he swings a little ground ball, bobbled by the second baseman, safe at first. So again, you saw there the second baseman lifted his head to look at second. He was going to do a backhand flip and did not watch the ball into his hands, and it brings up Gabe. Nobody out, first and second, 2 runs in here for Payton, and they're threatening to have a big inning here. And there's a little inside-out swing, and that'll be the first out of the inning. So you kind of would have liked to have seen the lefty try to pull the ball there and at least try to get one in, or try to get the 2 runners over. Here comes Sam, the short center. And there's a fly ball. Center fielder got a beat, and that's what I'm talking about. If the lefty gets him over, you pick up a 4th run there. So a little bit of a lack of execution there offensively. And now you got 2 outs, and here comes Zach with the pitcher Johnny on deck, first and second. If you're Taft and you can get the 3rd out here and you only gave up 2, you'll consider that. And that ball carried. That ball carried. That's going to be at least a 2-run. That's going to be a 3-run homer as they send him across, and Taft has pushed 5 across here in the top of the 3rd. 3-run homer there by Zach as he got that ball up. And, the ball's doing some funny things in right center because of that cross breeze, and that was a 3-run homer. And here's the pitcher, Johnny. 5 runs in this inning, and there's a line drive that almost took off, but it's caught for the 3rd out. 5 runs for Payton, 6-0 as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. So I was going to say, if Taft could have got Payton out there with just a 2, you would have considered that getting off cheap. But the big 2-out, 3-run homer turned it into a big crooked number at 5. So we got 6-0 Payton trying to defend their city championship.
surprised that those balls got over the edges of the outfield? Would they just hit hard or a little rotation on the ball?
Well, I think the first one they were playing shallow, and once the ball hits the turf as an outfielder, you don't have a good angle.
Right.
So that was just a ball hitting the right spot. That second ball, it seemed like the wind kind of lifted and pushed it away from the center fielder, and it got over the top. So here comes Taft, now trailing by 6 here in the bottom of the third, and they need to generate some offense before Payton starts to really free swing.
What do they say, Gio? Cut it in half. Take your time, right? Cut it in half with 3.
Well,
in the game.
Right now you just want to break the seal because you're being shut out. And I've seen it a lot even with good teams. The longer they go where they don't score. And there's a ground ball. Nice long throw. What a nice play by the shortstop as he went deep to the hole, planted the back foot and threw a strike right on the money to get the leadoff man, Danny. So here comes Dom, the pitcher. That was a terrific play. And I like what he did there because he planted the back foot and he came right over the top and he let the ball work for him and threw a strike belt high to the first baseman. So 1 out here. Again, just a stellar play. There's a base hit up the middle. So with 1 out, Jacoby singles.
Here's Tank.
And it'll bring up the big guy,
Seibold.
third baseman, Mark Seibold.
The Tank.
Again, every time there's a hit, the pitcher Johnny seems to want to take a shot at a pickoff. So I think if you're Taft, you want to be aware of that. And he swings way out in front.
Place it maybe.
So again, Taft looking to try to get something going here. And Taft is capable of scoring runs. We've seen it. Little ground ball. Second baseman made sure of the out. That was a nice play because he just cut in front of the base runner. And with a little distraction, he made sure of catching the ground ball. And instead of trying to do anything crazy, he just took the sure out there. That'll bring up Luke. And he swings and he hits a ball to right field, and he struggles, and that ball gets over the top of him. Taft is on the board. The big guy is wheeling. They're going to send him. And there's going to be a 2-run homer, 6-2 ball game. So the first baseman, we told you weird things are happening from center field to the right field line, and that was an example with that slight breeze up top. That ball just kept pushing away from the right fielder. And there's a high pop-up, and that could be trouble. Long run for the left fielder, but he makes the catch for the 3rd out. But in the inning, the big 2-out, 2-run homer gives Taft a little life here, as it's now 6-2, heading into the top of the 4th.
Again, another surprising ball that looked catchable, and it flies like a glider, Gio, and goes to the right center field gap for the big home run by the big country, their first baseman from Taft. So I'll tell you, this is a tough game. This game's going to go all the way, G.
So again, the wind has been it gusts and then it slows down. Again, we used to always tell our outfielders, you got to look at the top of the trees. Now this is a strange setup because you see the field is really ringed by these buildings in the background. And so they got some trees, so it's difficult to gauge because, again, you got the high school over there. So it's hard to get a true gauge. You almost got to look across the parking lot past that scoreboard you see out there, and you got to try to determine. And I don't know if you can see it on the cameras, but the top of the trees up there are blowing pretty good. And so it looks like the place you can do business is that center field, right field line area if you get it up in the jet stream. So here's Sean, the catcher, leading off for Payton in a 6-2 ball game. And again, if you're a coach here, you want his bat in the lineup. You don't necessarily want him leading off just because. And you can see there, can't really run at all. And that'll be the first out. So, leadoff man down. Here comes Luke. He'll be followed by Charlie. Again, you want Sean up there with runners on base because he's a good hitter. But leading off an inning, even if he gets on, he puts you in a trick bag because he's a base clogger with that bad leg, and there are no courtesy runners. And there's a little ground ball to third, a little bobble, long throw, in time, great stretch. Great stretch there. I'm not sure without the stretch if they get him there, but terrific play. Timed the stretch beautifully, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Charlie. 6-2 here, top of the fourth. Payton leading Taft in this championship game. Brought to you live from Roberto Clemente High School in the city of Chicago by SSA Broadcast and Napleton Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram at River Oaks. And there's a little tapper to third. Takes his time, makes the play. So 1, 2, 3. After you just scored 2, if you're Taft, you keep the momentum by getting a very quick inning, and we'll see if they roll that into this bottom of the fourth inning at all. So I want to say Kyle is going to lead off for Taft. So this has been a pretty good championship game. We're about halfway through at 6-2. Clipping right along. Snappy game. We've seen some double plays. Each team has turned one in a big spot, and they're doing a great job. Umpiring has been very solid. And there's a line drive toward the gap. Left fielder got a hand on it, didn't come up with the clean, but was going to be a double anyway. So the leadoff man, Kyle. So we talked about whether or not Taft would be able to maintain the momentum, and right out of the box here, they get a leadoff double. And here comes Logan. Again, we told you both these teams capable of scoring runs. There's a ground ball to short. Makes the play, throw across, not in time, and now it gets away. And the third run is going to score. So Taft takes advantage of a high throw from Berger to the third baseman. And again, there was nobody over there. If you're a left fielder and that ball gets hit on the infield like that, your job is to run over there, believe it or not, and try to back that up. And here comes Joe Rodriguez. And he swings and he gets another hit. Tell you, this kid can swing a little. He got a nice little over the infield swing. So 6-3 ball game here. Another base runner with one out. And it's Nick, the shortstop. So Taft here, the last inning or so, showing signs of life. Nice play by the short center. 2 outs. But another potential run now at second base with 2 outs. And here comes Nathan, the 10th place hitter, with the top of the order looming. If you're Payton, you'd like to get this out here and not face the top of the lineup in this inning with runners on. So we got a 6-3 ball game now. Taft suddenly, after going dry the first 2 innings, their offense looks like it's starting to get into gear a little bit. And there's a high fly ball, and the left fielder backs up and makes the catch. But in the inning, 1 run, 6-3, as Taft inches a little closer to the ball game. And we'll head to the top of the 5th in a 3-run ball game.
They talk about execution until we die. A couple balls hit to the left side that should have gone to the right side, counterclockwise, so they could have moved their run to third. So let's hope that It doesn't bite Taft, but they need to execute a little bit better with first and second. Folks watching on television, you have to go the opposite way to move those runners. It's just that simple.
Well, that's what I got, 6-3. So we're going to head to the top of the fifth. Believe this is the top of the lineup. He'll be followed by Seth and then Moy. So both teams here in the fifth will have their tops coming up. So it's Payton, Taft, top, and there's a ground ball, base hit. So little ground ball up the middle. Would have been a tough play for the short center. He was cutting behind. He was cutting behind the shortstop. Shortstop reached out with a glove and a hand and couldn't make the play. So here's Seth Berger. Takes that pitch a little deep. Three and one now. That pitch was a little inside. I believe it hit right on that batter box line. And there he goes the other way. Fair ball. And that's going to be a two-run homer, folks, as that's going to roll all the way to the corner. Two-run homer for Seth Berger as he walks the dog down the right field line. And you can see the Payton guys fired up about that. So first two hitters get on and score. Two-run homer by Seth Berger makes it an 8-3 ball game. And here comes Moy, who's been having himself a pretty good day. So Seth Berger just hit a fading line drive toward right field. Right fielder couldn't cut it off, and it rolled all the way deep onto the other portion of this field where they have a hardball diamond set up. And Moy swings, ground ball, little bobble, long throw, little tall. Moy's going to get to second, and he'll stop there. Still nobody out. So the first three hitters have gotten on here for Payton as they've responded to the challenge after Taft cut it to 6-3. So they now lead 8-3 with the runner on second. And here's Gabe, the shortstop. And that pitch is a little deep here as Jacoby, home plate, jumping around just a little bit on him this inning. And there's a ground ball. Jacoby, little bobble, but he makes the play for the first out. So that does get Moy over to third with less than two outs. And here comes Sam. Might have been an issue if Jacoby could have handled it, but got the job done, got a guy over. So that's what we call a productive out. And here comes Sam. And he punches it to center. This could be interesting. Play at the plate. Not in time. Ninth run scores. And we got a 9-3 ball game. So that too, that's a productive out. He made sure he elevated, got it deep enough, picks up the ninth run. And as my good friend Lane Neiman would say, 1 equals 2. Every run you get, they got to get 2 to overcome it. So here comes Zach. Zach hit a home run his last time up. And again, that's one of the problems. You play guys deep and you have no angle. Sometimes, especially on turf, you got to take that into account. So here comes Johnny, the pitcher, and he slaps it. Jacoby will make that play. But in the inning, 3 runs, and we got a 9-3 ball game, I believe.
9-3.
I think so. So we're going to head bottom of the fifth, 9-3, as Payton So Payton, after having their lead sliced in half, regains the 6-run advantage. So now Taft, who was starting to feel it till that 3-run inning, is back where they started a couple innings ago, and that's down by 6. Again, we told you they can swing the bats a little bit, and I believe they're going to have their top here with Danny, Dom, and Mark. So we saw the Payton top respond and push 3 across. We'll see what the Payton top can do here in the bottom of the 5th. And you can hear the Payton kids really into it. And there's a ground ball, little bobble by Johnny, but he stays with it and makes the play. So the Payton kids who won this thing last year with a lot of these same guys, now 8 outs away with a 6-run lead to repeating. So here's Jacoby, the pitcher, takes a strike. So if you're Taft, you still got outs. You're only down 6. You've scored a lot of runs during the year. And there's a fly ball. And that ball, you could see the right fielder originally started moving in and toward the gap and then had to backpedal a step or 2. But the ball just wasn't hit very hard, and it was an easy play. So here comes Mark, the third baseman here, with 2 outs and nobody on. And he hits a soft fly ball. That could be trouble, and it drops for a hit. He took the big turn. Looked like he might have stumbled just a hair. He's reaching down, stretching his legs out. Like I said, he stumbled a little bit. And here comes the big guy, Luke. And of course, Luke is more than capable of hitting something hard toward a gap and picking up a couple of quick runs. Now they are playing him a tad deeper. And there's a rocket, and that's hit out there. Left fielder's going to cut it off. Throws it to the cutoff man again. Would have liked to have seen the cutoff man align himself a little bit better to prevent the big guy from being able to jog into second there. Here comes Hangs, and that ball's going to spin foul for strike 1. So 2 out, 2 on. In a 9-3 ball game. Big hitter here for Taft. And there's a little roller. Johnny picks it up and he'll make the play. So Payton wiggles off of a hook there. Will go top of the 6th in a 9-3 ball game. So that was a big at-bat there because a base hit would have tightened the game up. So now, if you're Taft, you got to find a way to get yourself a goose egg and keep the score here. If you're Payton, you're looking to maybe put this thing out of reach and maybe break the will of this Taft team. Again, we talk all the time on the broadcast about how you're trying to impose your will on the other guy. And the way you do that is by chipping away, putting runs up, and being relentless and playing good defense. And you hope at some point the other team might quit. I don't think Taft is going to quit. But if this lead should get extended by 3-4 runs here, and again, you're at 9-3, and a 4 spot puts you back into mercy rule territory. And again, both of our earlier games, I should say, were both mercy run games. This is a little ways away from that yet. But at 9-3, if you're Taft, you need to find a goose egg here. So leading off is going to be Sean again, he's got the bad leg. They might pinch run for him here if he delivers a hit. And again, with the guy with a bad leg, you don't want to put him on with a free pass. And normally, if this kid was healthy, I think he would have swung at that full count. And there's a ground ball, and he'll just jog to first. So second time in the game where Sean is let off and grounded out to the third baseman. And here comes Luke, the right fielder. Pretty sure had he gotten the walk there, they would have ran for him. And there he tried to drag the hands in. Little fly ball. Second out of the inning, and here comes Charlie. Anybody, if he gets on, Will, the leadoff man, will be up.
Get it started. Get it started. Charlie, come on, kid.
And that ball's a little short. So again, Jacoby's been pitching from behind the last few innings. Again, Payton 1 in the second, 5 in the third, 3 in the fifth. Taft 2 in the third, 1 in the third, or fourth. And that'll do it. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to head to the bottom of the sixth. Still 9-3. Payton leading Taft in this championship game. So coming up is going to be Kyle, Logan, and Joe for this Taft ball club. You see Kurt Vitas trying to rally the troops over there. And again, about all you can do is tell your guys, hey, loosen up, go with your best swing, you know, be patient, execute the swing, and let's just string some hits together. They still got 6 outs to go. And again, if you're Payton, you're starting to feel it a little bit. And there's a swing, line drive, nice catch by the third baseman as he goes down to a knee, moving to his right, and secured the ball. Very nice play. And again, if you're Payton and you do it right, and you should get a 1, 2, 3, you'd have 9-10 coming up to start the next inning. So and there's a sky-high pop-up. The shortstop is under it, makes the catch. 2 outs. And here comes Joe Rodriguez, and this kid's been pounding the ball today. He's actually one of the bigger kids that we've seen at the high school level playing softball. And he swings and skies one to left. Left fielder makes the catch, 1, 2, 3. So we're going to head to the top of the seventh, 9-3. Payton leading Taft. 3 outs away from repeating as city champs. So you can see Payton with a lot of energy as they're beginning to feel it a little bit. And I want to say this is Will, the leadoff man, coming up here for Payton. So top of the order here for Payton as they spun the lineup last inning. And there's a ball hit to the gap, and that's trouble. And this is going to be a leadoff homer. Center fielder tried to kick it to the left fielder, but that was a home run. Again, that's an example. Will did not go big. He just hit a line drive toward the gap. And Taft has been really trying to squeeze the Payton hitters all day. And just another line drive should have been a single, maybe a double, but no angle. And the ball squirted through. And here's Seth in a 10-3 ball game now. And there's a hump back in front of the left fielder. So this is a little bit of deja vu in the sense that the last time their top came up, first couple of hitters got on. 10-3. So top of the 7th, Payton looking to really put a hammerlock on it. So here comes Moy. Runner on, run in, nobody out. Ground ball, 2nd for 1. No double play opportunity, but they get the lead runner first out of the inning. And here comes Gabe. 10-3 ball game, Payton leading. So Payton has reached double digits in both of their ball games today. And that's usually a good sign when you're hunting for a championship. So Gabe, little hitch swing, just drops it in front of the center fielder. 1st and 2nd now, 1 out. And here comes Sam. So 10-3 ball game, 1st and 2nd right now with 1 out. Is Payton really trying to get a grab on this, and that's going to be a fly out. No advancement. 2 outs, 1st and 2nd. And it brings up Zach. So 2 outs, 1st and 2nd. The runners will be flying on the swing. And there's a line drive down the line. That's a fair ball. It's going to go all the way to the screen. 2 more runs are in. 12-3 ball game. I tell you, Payton's had a few kids that are swinging the bats real good. He just hit that and bounced it off that short fence down the left field line. And here comes Johnny, 2 outs. 12-3 ball game. And he fists the ball. Short center makes the play. So do or die, bottom of the 7th for Taft in a, believe it's, I want to say it's 12-3. Not sure. I think they might have got more than 2 that inning. I may be a little short on the score for you Payton fans. 12-3. Okay, Gio correct in the score.
This is it, do or die.
So 3 runs that inning, and we got ourselves a 12-3 ball game.
It's a big hill, Gio, but they're going to give it a shot.
Do or die here for Taft. And they're going to have 9, 10, and 1 coming up. Nick, Nathan, and Danny. And Taft never really got their offense rolling, even though they didn't score in the first. That was the inning where they had 4 hits but didn't score, courtesy of a double play. And there's a leadoff base hit right over the third base bag. Again, you're trailing by 9, so no reason to. So Nick does his job. He gets a hit and he puts it on Nathan. And that's all you can do right now. So Payton trying to seal the deal on a repeat. And there's a hard ground ball. Shortstop, another nifty play and a long throw for the out. 2nd time he's gone into the hole. As he was catching it, he bobbled it, but as he was taking that step to plant the back foot, he got a handle on it and threw a strike to first. 1 out. Payton 2 outs away from the repeat. So here's the leadoff man, Danny. 1 out here. It's Payton chasing outs. And there's a high fly ball. Moy, long catch, makes it. don't really care about that guy at third. Moy got to the gap and made sure, sliding, making a basket gut catch, and Payton can smell it now and out away, and here's Jacoby. Payton looking for the repeat. Jacoby takes it. Again, we're live from Clemente High School, Chicago's west side. And there's a little chopper. This might be it. The throw to first, and it's all over. Payton is repeated as CPS champions with a very solid 12-3 victory here at Clemente High School. And you saw it all on SSA broadcast as we showed you the semis and the championship game. Young kids really enjoying themselves, doing a terrific, terrific job today as they swung the bats, they played defense, and they took care of business all day. So we're getting ready. As you can see, they'll have the award presentation, so we'll stick with it, and we'll rotate out here a little bit. Just another great job here. Again, if you're Taft, you keep making these great runs. It's only a matter of time. Kurt Vita's doing a great job with this program. And Payton repeats. So they're going to bring the teams here to home plate. You see Eddie Curry, who we interviewed during the first ball game. George, make sure you get pictures of the teams. So they're going to line the teams up. They get these medallions you can see and the hardware. George Bliss will take photos and we'll have it online. You can see there's your CPS High School 2020 two-time champions now as they repeat. They'll come into next year being two-time defending. And you see the Taft team, nothing to hang their heads about. They had a terrific year. And so you can see Kurt Vitas handing his guys their medals. Of course, over here you see Matt Murphy doing the same for the champs. So, and you know, it's important. You know, the SSA, we felt we were very fortunate this year because we were able to run 4 events despite COVID, and had to run a few of them out of state. But, you know, anything that can bring us back to a little bit more a sense of being in a normal situation is always good. Helps the kids, the schools, and people don't realize how important youth sports are to our culture and to our mental psyche in this country. Eddie Curry congratulating the Payton squad. Eddie Curry, just terrific administrator, very positive guy, and see Matt Murphy's got the trophy, and they're going to gather around home plate here and take their pictures. And I tell you, folks, winning never gets old. And those are your 2020 CPS boys 16-inch city champions, Payton. So these kids will be on cloud nine. It's a holiday weekend, but I'm sure everybody at Payton's probably was rooting them on. And I know, as usual, once we clean up the videos, we'll be sending them all over to Eddie Curry and CPS so that they can distribute it to the schools if they wanted to have a copy of it or be able to display or play it at the school. And now you see, because they're not allowing people onto the field, they're going to take the same picture only facing their fans that came out to watch. And it's, see Taft, every player with their medal on is holding the trophy, and they're taking pictures that they'll be giving these young guys so that they'll always have it, which is a nice touch. And this is what it's about, folks. So we're going to be signing off here from Roberto Clemente High School on Chicago's west side, over on Potomac and Western. And it was a good day of softball. We hope you enjoyed it. For George Bliss, this is Gio at SSA Broadcast. Napleton Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram at River Oaks. We're signing off. We'll have some more stuff put online. And we hope you enjoyed the broadcast. So be safe, everybody, and we'll see you soon.